Yo, I'm Yovan Buha, Lakers beat writer for The Athletic, and happy Friday night. We have some breaking news. D'Angelo Russell has opted in to his $18.7 million player option for next season. Jaxson Hayes has also opted in to his $2.5 million player option. That means LeBron James and Cam Reddish are the final two undecided Lakers. Both have to decide on their futures by 5 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday, June 29th. But for our purposes right now, I think the most interesting thing is how long D'Angelo Russell remains a Laker. And as I just reported at The Athletic, the Lakers are expected to be aggressive in pursuing Russell-centric trades, according to league and team sources. Russell's expiring contract immediately becomes one of the Lakers' more valuable trade assets, particularly for salary matching purposes. And so if the Lakers make a trade here within the next 24 hours or within the next week, Russell and his $18.7 million expiring contract is expected to be at the center of that. The Lakers are also armed with 2 future first-round picks in 2029 and 2031, as well as 3 pick swaps in 2026, 2028, and 2030. And they also have recent first-round draft picks, Jalen Hood-Schifino and Dalton Knecht. I expect them to keep Knecht. I know they are very high on him. The Lakers have a couple picks, a few pick swaps, and a couple of recent first-round picks to play with, in addition to D'Angelo Russell's $18.7 million contract, the minimum contracts of Jaxson Hayes and Christian Wood, and then some mid-sized contracts in Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, and Gabe Vincent. Russell told Jordan Richard of Swish Cultures that he wants to compete for a championship next season. He also told ESPN's Dave McMenamin that he's excited to play under JJ Redick and have him guide him and win games. So from Russell's side, clearly the framing is going to be him remaining a Laker and him committing to LA for next season. But from the Lakers side, I've been told that internally there is a sense that there is a clear ceiling to the Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell backcourt. And with Reeves being the younger player, the better defender, the better playoff performer, and on a team-friendly multi-year contract, the Lakers would prefer to keep Austin Reeves out of a trade. And if they are going to split up this backcourt, they're looking to trade Russell, who they also tried to trade at the 2024 trade deadline. Russell is coming off a strong regular season. He averaged 18 points and 6.3 assists. He shot a career best 41.5%. Also set the single season record for the Lakers for most threes made in a season. But for the second straight postseason, he declined as a playoff performer. This past postseason averaged 14 points and 4.2 assists against the Nuggets in that 5-game series. His field goal percentage dropped from 45.6% in the regular season down to 38.4% in the playoffs, and his three-point percentage dropped from that 41.5% career best mark down to 31.8%. So significant drop-offs in efficiency, particularly as a three-point shooter. And that was arguably his greatest asset to the Lakers, was his ability to get hot and make a flurry of threes and shoot the ball well and be an elite catch and shoot threat, be an elite floor spacer, in addition to him getting downhill in the pick and roll, hitting those floaters, hitting those pull-ups and step backs, also creating offensively with his 6+ assists per night. But that three-point shooting has not been the same in either playoff run in 2023 and in 2024. And the Lakers have needed it. And that has been part of the reason why they've struggled in both Denver series and even at times in the Memphis and Golden State series. And his postseason drop-off combined with his defensive concerns are the two main reasons why the Lakers are okay with moving on from him. Now, whether the Lakers can make a move remains to be seen, as Rob Pelinka had 3 different press conferences this week, and in 2 of them downplayed the team's trade activity and discussed the new CBA and the first and second apron and how this new reality in the NBA makes it more difficult for teams to make trades. Around the time of JJ Redick's press conference, the Knicks went all in with 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. The Timberwolves acquired the number 8 pick, which was Rob Dillingham. The Nuggets traded up for the number 22 pick to get the Ron Holmes, the second. And the Pelicans just traded a couple of first-round picks for DeJounte Murray. The Mavericks have been linked to Klay Thompson. The Thunder already acquired Alex Caruso. So the teams at the top and the middle of the West are being aggressive and trying to upgrade their rosters. And the ball is in the Lakers' court now in terms of they can move a Russell and a Hachimura or a Russell and a Vanderbilt and get into that $30 to $35 million range, depending on which player they include. And if they are willing to throw in a first round pick or two, that gets you in the conversation for a bunch of different types of players. So it might not be the third star that fans wanted. Donovan Mitchell has not yet signed his extension, but the reporting has indicated that is likely to happen. Trae Young, as I've previously reported, is less likely to end up with the Lakers, in part due to his switch from Clutch Sports to CAA. And looking at the rest of the market, there's not a clear third star out there. But putting that aside, there are several players that are potentially available that could help the Lakers. And looking at some names I've previously mentioned, I look at a Jeremy Grant or a Kyle Kuzma, or maybe in Brooklyn, a Dorian Finney-Smith or a Cam Johnson. So there are those rangy forward types, guys who are plus shooters and or plus defenders that would bolster the Lakers front court and give them a better fitting player next to LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And in some of those trades, potentially even bring back a guard that could either start or come off the bench. And then the Lakers could start Austin Reeves and Gabe Vincent, or potentially Austin Reeves and Max Christie if the Lakers retain him, as they are expected to. So there are ways the Lakers can be creative and aggressive with this roster. And again, from what I've been told, I expect them to be aggressive in pursuing Russell-centric trades as soon as Saturday morning, though it could end up being a day, a few days, or even a week, a few weeks. Like, this could potentially drag out deeper into the summer or even into next season. But the Lakers are going to try to move Russell and upgrade this roster. And they now have this expiring contract that, again, depending on how they mix and match it, whether it's Hachimura or Vanderbilt or Vincent, or even one of the minimum guys, and they're just trying to get more into that like $20 million range. The Lakers have a lot of options here in terms of the types of deals that they can make and play with that $18.7 million. As far as Jaxson Hayes, this brings the Lakers to 3 centers on the roster between AD, Christian Wood, and Jaxson Hayes. I think that the Lakers would be best suited, including one of those centers, be it Wood or Hayes, in a potential trade and essentially salary dumping them in a larger deal. I think if I had to pick between the two, I would keep Hayes and trade Wood. I think the version we saw of Hayes over the second half of the season was better than Wood was in the beginning of the season. They kind of had opposite seasons. Wood got worse throughout the course of the season and then eventually got injured during the All-Star break. And Hayes, what was a bit up and down, and then eventually found his footing, and I thought finished the season well. I just have my concerns with those two guys as playoff performers. And as Austin Reeves told Lakers Nation, I think this team needs a more defensive-minded, tougher, bigger-bodied center, and that is not Wood, and that is not Jaxson Hayes. So if I had to pick between the two, I would prioritize keeping Hayes over Wood, but I think the Lakers need to likely move one of the two and then sign another center, be it with one of their exceptions or a vet minimum contract, or potentially trade for one. But I think they need a better defensive center than Wood and Hayes entering next season. I'll be back later on Saturday reacting and reporting to LeBron James deciding on his $51.4 million player option. And I will also touch on Cam Reddish and his $2.5 million player option. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you so much for watching and listening. For those on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop a comment, and like this video. And for those on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and your podcast platform of choice, please be sure to follow, download, and leave a 5-star review. I'll be back later on Saturday. I will talk to you then.